This is my life, Mark Vader. Oh my gosh. It looks like it is frozen.
But this doesn't look like it's frozen.
Okay, is my hair okay? We good?
You're wearing a hat.
I know. My hair okay under the
Are you asking me or are you asking them?
I'm asking my twin over here. Hi, self. How are you?
Oh,
I'm
dear.
doing great. Okay. Oh, yeah. I don't know what we're doing, but...
And I can't hear what you're saying either. It's like you're prepared. 5 people already. Wow, that was fast.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go. Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
Yes. Go for it.
I'm so excited. So, here's what I like to do. We'll have it on this side.
All right.
And then we'll have it on this side. So we can see the frame in case something's funky. So.
As long as it works.
All right. All right. This is it. This is the match. That's the magic button, Mark Vader. We are officially streaming.
All right.
Are you ready for it? We have to cheers, first of all.
Certainly.
Cheers.
To a new NFL season?
To a new NFL season. To finally getting this live stream working.
Yes.
And to doing some talk right now with all of you. So, cheers again.
Cheers.
And you gotta drink. And these are non-alcoholic beverages. I will clarify.
That is correct.
It is the refresher, and my phone is making some weird here. Some of you may already recognize this face and these glasses who were in Oakland last year or saw the Oakland videos. Mark Vader is in the house.
Yeah, it's probably the only way that people will recognize me with this stuff on. I mean, they're probably wondering who is this intruder that's in your house now.
Mystery
But,
man.
Yeah.
So, we're going to get into the story of Mark Vader real quick. We got to give him a background of our friendship, okay? It's a very interesting story, and I think people will appreciate it. They see you on the comments. You have convos with everybody. But before I get into that, there may be some new people that come across this live stream, and I just want to give you a heads up. My name is Delia, a.k.a. PhilaDehlia, and I am doing football talk type live streams throughout this whole entire NFL season. And if you're down with that, if you like football, it doesn't matter what team you represent, make sure you subscribe, and we can start keeping that convo going. That's how this happened.
Yes.
That's how Mark Vader, we were strangers. He pushed a new, what was it? The Chargers
and Bills.
Chargers and Bills
San
game.
Diego. That was 2011.
2011, and I live in Los Angeles, which isn't that far from San Diego. And you know me, I love football, so any excuse to do football stuff, I'm usually down for it, unless I'm too busy, but I wasn't too busy then.
No, you were not.
So we went from strangers to hanging out for the first time, and then kept in touch on the videos, because he comments on all my videos, and now we're here chilling. And
yes.
He's gotten to see the behind the scenes of what it's like for a PhilaDehlia live stream.
Yes, and it is not a pretty sight. It was, I don't know how long have we been trying to get this?
Oh, gosh.
I mean, since, I don't know, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock?
Technical difficulties has led to a lot of time passing, and I had to take a break. We took Tootsie to the dog park, and, yeah. So that's just kind of a background.
It's been an adventure.
To say the least. So, now what I want to tell you guys is, if you are watching, make sure you leave some comments so that we can get some dialogue going. Now, we're going to start doing with. Why is it doing that? Oh my gosh. Hold on. My preview is showing that you guys can't see anything, and that will suck if that's the case.
That would suck.
Oh, wait.
Is it just a matter of refreshing?
I hope it's a matter of refreshing, because we got some, Burbank Misfits, what up? We were just talking about Burbank Misfits earlier.
Oh, yes. Hello, fellow Bills fan.
Oh, and I see Damon up in the feed. What up? Adios, Alex Henery. Oh, I got a whole Alex Henery.
Playoff, the game that led to the playoffs for you when you and Maximilian were talking about Burbank Misfits. And, yes, what is it? Wait, you were at the Chargers Bills game in 2000. Well, I was.
Oh,
you were not at the game. No.
Yeah.
No.
To clarify, Burbank Misfits is asking if I was actually at the game. No, he was going to the game, but the night before him and a bunch of Bills fans had a huge like pep rally, like how Eagles do when they invade other cities.
Except the Bills fans do it better.
Well, we'll see about that. Because he'll be in Arizona with us, so you know.
Well, I might be in Arizona. Don't make any commitments for me on that.
So, anyways, Andre Reed, who just totally dissed us.
Yes.
Remember, he's like, "I'm too cool. Let me go into my limo right now." I was like, "Duh."
I did see Andre Reed the following day at the tailgate, and he was really cool at that.
All right.
Yes.
He was too cool for school that night. He had a lady friend that he was attending to.
Now let's remember that we got to that party when it was practically over, and he had been there all night.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. Well, see, I was driving.
Considering what time we set that all up, because we did that all on the day of. I mean, I had invited you previously, and but then you got a hold of me on the day of that party, and we arranged everything from then. And so, considering it was really such a spur of the moment thing, I think you guys got there pretty swiftly, and yeah, that was a great time.
All right, see, and again, it started with that subscribe and just leaving comments, and that's it.
And that first video I saw was
the very first video he saw of mine was the Eagles versus the Bills
in 2011.
We all remember how that went.
Oh, you do remember how that happened? Okay.
I'm bitter about that. Offsides, what?
Oh, wow, and you remember the play too?
Yeah,
yes, that play. We had Ryan Fitzpatrick as our quarterback in that game, and that play never works. We were just as stunned watching that moment. If we could,
That was the start of the whole downward spiral. Like that was right after we had lost to the Niners, right? Or was it before the Niners game?
Yes.
So we had already fallen, and that just pushed us over the edge.
The Bills were 4-0, and they had lost to the Bengals the week before that. And I was at the Raiders Patriots game when that happened, and I just knew that, oh great, we get to face an Eagles team that has just been upset by the 49ers, so now we've got to face an angry team that's going to be looking for redemption. And that was an exciting game. It's just that, you're right, that offsides.
All right, let's forget about the past, because I'm still bitter about it. I gotta say hi to Be My Random Show. We see oh, how cute. You can put happy faces in the comments now. That's awesome. So shout out to Be My Random Show. Damon says, what's up? He doesn't know you, but he wants to get to know you now because you're here.
All right.
So remember, ask us some questions. We're going to start looking at some of your questions. We'll answer them after we talk about Alex Henery.
And Burbank Misfits, you are special. I feel special. Yeah, you are special.
What up, Tris51? I think that's Tristan in Austin, right? Is that Tristan, homie, that we met in Austin? See, I meet all my peeps. Y'all are my homies. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Oh, yeah. I'm sure it's not hard to get those to get all your homies to show up.
Well, don't forget to show up to Arizona. Oh, I should have brought my tickets to Flash so they could see here's tickets.
They know it's real. They know. I mean,
I feel so gangster holding all those tickets. It's like how like rap stars have all their Benjamins flashing them around. Like for me, it's NFL tickets. I'm like, play some gangster music for me.
Yeah,
like
because that's totally you.
I'm just like all over the bed, just like rah, like NFL tickets. That's my deal.
I wouldn't know about that. But I'll take.
So I reenact rap videos, and instead of money, I use tickets. So it's been a long day, y'all, if you couldn't tell. And I'm looking at the wrong camera. Here's the camera. So...
like you have to look into the camera?
Well, you make eye contact. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I look into the camera or look into space?
You don't have to exactly look at it the whole time. It's anyway.
Well, when I was trying to look, I was looking at the wrong one every time.
Okay.
Because that's the camera I normally use, but it's having technical difficulties.
Well, you love the big cameras, yes. I mean, that's why of course you would look into that one. So.
Me also. That's also the Eagles. Also, Burbank Misfits. That's how we met too, from YouTube. Now.
Yeah, and he was in one of your live streams, wasn't he?
Yeah, he came out to the tavern. What game was it? I don't know, but yeah, we be chilling, man.
I know the Bills were playing the Bengals in that game, and yeah, but he was in one of your videos, on the live streams. All
right, Quante06 says Bills better win week 1. I picked you guys to get the upset over the Bears.
Yes, that is not going to be an easy game.
That's who you guys play week 1, the Bears?
We play the Bears.
Okay.
And
how are you feeling about it?
Bears are going to be a good team this year. As far as the Bills go, you know, E.J. Manuel has been inconsistent during the preseason, and that's who they really need to have step up. And if their Bills are going to be successful, it's going to be how well E.J. Manuel plays. They've gotten some good players on defense. Their linebacker unit is a lot better than it was last year, and but if they're going to be successful, E.J. Manuel is going to have to deliver. This is only his second year. He was injured a couple of times last year, and he's only played, I believe, 9 or 10 games so far.
What are his injuries? Is it like knee?
He had a knee injury. He got against Cleveland. But during the preseason, he looked very comfortable. Like he's much better now. Looks like the injury doesn't bother him. I'm more concerned about offensive coordinator Nate Hackett than I am E.J. Manuel, because I think E.J. Manuel is going to be fine as a player. Okay. What kind of offensive play calls is Nate Hackett going to do? Is he still going to baby him? Is it still small steps? Now, it's the Bears' defense they've improved on paper, and I think they're going to be just as good. That's going to really help the Bears a lot more so because they're going to have a good balance of offense and defense. I know a lot of people like to bash Jay Cutler and it's understandable. He goes,
I like to bash Jay Cutler a lot. Wambulance.
When you sack Jay Cutler, it throws him off its game. But he is a good quarterback, and they've got the receivers and a good running unit. So Bears, it's a very tough game.
In your projections for your team this season, what do you have that week 1 as? Win or loss?
I have it as a loss. Because it's in Chicago, and
that stadium sucks.
Bills and the Bills, the Bills are still unproven.
Okay.
They have a lot to prove, and so I'm hoping that they can pull off the win, but I'm not getting my hopes up on that.
I saw our boy Bryce Brown making some moves for you out there on the field.
Yes, that he did. Yeah, and I really love how our depth at running back now. So, I think I'm not expecting a win against the Bears. I'm hoping for a good, but I will say this: the Bills' defense should be strong enough to rattle Jay Cutler or defend against their receivers. So, could be I think it could be a better game. I'd be surprised if it was a blowout. But again, the offense has to. I don't know if Sammy Watkins is going to play. So.
All right.
It's tough.
We're going to get back into some more of that talk
of
our teams and the season and whatnot. But first.
Oh, yes.
The Eagles made some cuts.
You've been dying to do this. You've been dying to do this ever since what? January? You've been dying for this news?
Oh, my gosh. I am so relieved right now. And you know me. I love my Eagles. I love them. The good, the bad. But, oh, man. Let me just, for those of you that have been watching since last season or prior to that, you kind of know how I feel about a kicker that we used to have. And it's not that I didn't like him. I wanted him to be able to kick the dang ball in between the post, and he couldn't do that. So I'm going to show you guys a flashback to one of my videos from last season. It's actually the playoffs, the Eagles-Saints post-game video. Okay? And I just have a quick thing that I say about this guy, and that pretty much is how I felt and why I am happy with this move. So, hold up. Let me make the switch. Getting all fancy with you guys. What? I know. You guys can see my desktop. I am happy with myself for learning to do this. I know it's not that big a deal to you guys, but Mark Vader knows.
Yeah, I can see your desktop right here, too.
I've been working hard, so here we go.
Jeez.
Now I can show you my video, and let me make it big. Why not? Just because I can. Boom. Okay. So, hopefully you can hear the audio. That's the only thing. So, can you guys let me know if you hear the audio on this? Okay.
Burbank Misfit says, poor Alex.
Maximilian witnessed her first playoff loss. Okay, she's a new Eagles fan. It was a good ride.
It was such a fucking good thing, though.
She said, fuck.
But, okay, Alex Henery missed a field goal. Alex Henery has not been clutch ever, okay? And that frustrates the hell out of me right now because you do not miss that in the playoffs, okay? Secondly, Cooper had that drop in his hands that could have been a touchdown and at least a first down. I mean, there were just minor plays here and there. They weren't even, I already mentioned the kicker. They weren't even huge plays. You see, after that game, everybody, you even heard, I think that was EJ. Shout out to EJ. Where you at? Who's like, the kicker. Like, how many kicks did we witness him miss while the other team made that exact same yardage type kick? And then, in the preseason, I think it was against the Steelers, he missed a 31-yard field goal in the fourth quarter after we had already had a huge lead. Okay, if he can't make that type of kick in zero, that's like zero pressure. Something's wrong. And, I think, to me, I don't hate the guy. I feel he's struggling with a mental block that I just don't want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't trust that. I can trust a kicker who's on paper not as good, but he'll still be able to make a 31-yard kick. So, I look at it as I wish him the best, and I hope he gets over that whole mental glitch, but in Philly, it wasn't going to happen. We already gave him too many opportunities, and now we made the right move to let him go. So.
And you want to say welcome to the Eagles to who?
Oh, to Cody, what's his last name, Parker? I don't even know. Like, we traded him from the Jets.
He was with the Jets?
He was a rookie with the Jets, I think.
I don't know who he was with. But,
actually, let me pull up my nifty little dual laptop over here.
And
let me show you guys. Because I'm cool like that.
Yes, you're very cool.
This is our new guy, Cody Parkey. He's a rookie kicker, yeah, and we got him from the Jets. So, I will take a rookie kicker that can make a 31-yard kick over a guy that.
And he made a couple of 50-yarders in that game, against the Jets. That was against the Jets. Yeah, I don't think you got him from the Jets. Well,
it said the Jets.
Oh, okay. Well,
it was against the Jets.
It was against the Jets, yeah. Well, wherever you got him.
Okay,
the point
you know
is,
what?
you have a new kicker.
I haven't had time to really look into it, but all I know is I don't have to stress every time someone is going to kick the ball. And in the playoffs, I will feel a lot more comfortable. Because essentially, we lost by a field goal.
Yes, that's true.
And that's what hurts so bad. You guys saw the state of mind. That was me literally 2 minutes after the Eagles officially lost that playoff game.
Of course, did you really lose the game because of Alex Henery? Of course, that's...
Not because, really, but like, damn, man, like...
It didn't help. It did not help.
And I will give a kicker, like, okay, you have those moments. Like, and that's high pressure. You can miss one of those.
Believe me, as a Bills fan, I know a lot about kickers missing field goals.
But he missed, like, 3 kicks like that last season. 3! That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot. So, yeah. Wishing you the best. Wishing you the best, man.
There we go. Damon says Parkey is from the Colts.
Oh, he's from... Thank you, Damon. You own it. You own it.
And to answer Burbank Misfits earlier, he asked me, the Bills have a new quarterback, one that you just love to talk about. Kyle Orton is now a Buffalo Bill. And
was he asking about that?
Yeah, it's
Oh, let me put the comments on here. Booyah. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna put this up so I can. Oh, can I see the comments? Yeah.
You probably have to scroll.
Boom.
Yeah, there.
Check it out. I'm gonna put your comments.
Yeah,
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
That's a lot. So, have I been drinking?
Wishing you the best.
This is actually
Wishing you the best, man.
soda.
There we go. Damon
Soda
says
water
Parky is from the
and
Colts.
ginger ale.
Oh,
with
he's from-
fruit and Thank you, Damon. You own
So where's
it.
his question?
You own it.
And to answer
do you think
Burbank
Kyle
Misfits earlier, he
Orton
asked
will
me,
do
the Bills have a new
Right.
quarterback, and one that you just love to.
Let's switch it back so you can see our faces. I think he gets around, man. I don't think he can hang. Honestly. A quarterback that's been around that many times, different teams, like, there's a reason for that.
Yes, and
So-
that's true. Do I think Kyle Orton is going to do well with the Bills? I don't know, because personally I don't want to see him play, because if he's playing, then that means EJ Manuel is either one, injured, or EJ Manuel is a bust, and that is something we don't need. The good thing about Kyle Orton is that he's a veteran, and that is something the Bills did not have. They had Jeff Toole, who they've also recently cut. He was only in his second year, and they had Thad Lewis, who was only in his third year, and he just stunk in the preseason. So from what I have not seen all of today's cuts, but from my understanding, the Bills are just going with two quarterbacks. So it's important that they have a veteran quarterback. So I'm glad that Kyle Orton is on the team, but I hope he never plays. So I hope that answers your question, Burbank. It's good to have a veteran.
So,
backup.
what I don't really know too much about Kyle Orton, I like to make fun of him, you know.
Oh boy, you sure do.
But, like, what is his temperament like? As far as, like, being a leader, his locker room presence, like,
Well, you know,
what do you think it's like?
It's hard to gauge, because Kyle Orton is a backup quarterback, and he will, you know.
But, like,
and
so
if he's
a veteran brought in to help, you know, a young quarterback,
Right.
not just any quarterback would, just because they're a veteran, is going to be helpful and beneficial. Like, what if he, you know, like, depending on what his temperament's like, it could be good or bad. And I don't know enough about Kyle Orton to say.
I have never really heard anything bad about Kyle Orton except his play. I mean, I've never heard about him being a distraction or trying to be a prima donna, you know, or a person who's a big distraction to a player who feels like they should be the starter no matter what. I mean, isn't that what Michael Vick does? I mean, it's, you know.
Well,
Kyle
Michael
Orton,
Vick, I think. Let me touch on Michael Vick really quick.
All right, touch away.
Because where he's at right now, I think the Jets do a really horrible job in managing their quarterbacks.
You think?
No, but it's like, yeah, I think the whole Sanchez thing was just, they totally blew that, right?
You remember how much they gave up to get him?
I know, and you would think they would learn from their mistakes, but to me it seems like they're doing the exact same thing, going down the exact same pattern.
To be fair to Mark Sanchez, he, you know, he's a decent to above average quarterback, and I think the Jets threw him to the wolves. You know, I mean, there are some quarterbacks who just need to learn to learn the game instead of, you know, throwing. I mean, aren't we seeing that already with all this with Johnny Manziel? I mean, you know, the guy is not ready to play football right now. I mean,
that dude's a whole other different type of
Exactly.
quarterback. That
thanks
like,
for showing us who was cut today.
I think that, like,
TJ
Vic's
Graham,
coming in, and he could be a contender for that starting position, but they've already made it clear that they're not putting that open competition, which that doesn't put the pressure on Gino to get even better. You know, like, for me, when you are competing and you know you have no threat, it's like, cool, I'm chilling. I know I'm good enough to get by, and I have no one on my coattails really trying to threaten that. So I'm chilling back with my beverage and, like, all right, I'll wait till the season starts.
You know,
but when I have that person that I'm like, oh, I got my eye on you, I am training harder. I'm doing everything I can to make sure I have that one up on that person.
You know, in some ways, I'm not sure if this is exactly like it, but the signing of Vick feels a lot like when the Jets signed Tim Tebow. It's a PR move. Because that's exactly what it was with Tebow. It was all a PR move. They were never serious about having him playing as a quarterback, being the starter. And are they really that serious about having Vick be the starter? I wonder.
But I feel the way... But the problem is they're making that intention obvious.
Oh, definitely.
And it shouldn't be that obvious, you know? Like, if you're doing things right, they should feel like they have a chance. And, like, you know, light the fire under them to be better. And they don't... That's what happened. Yeah.
I think Orton is definitely... Kyle Orton was an emergency signing for the Bills. They were worried about E.J. Manuel progressing, and they needed to have somebody who was proven, who was a veteran player. Now, is he going to help groom E.J. Manuel? I don't know. I would hope he does, but I don't know fully. He's been in the league long enough. I'm comfortable with him being on the team, and mostly because he is a veteran.
Okay. So we have a question. So, okay, what is this? Your cuts?
Yes, it is. So I'm not seeing the biggest surprise. Well, I'm mildly surprised that T.J. Graham was cut. I mean, the writing was on the wall. I'm not going to miss him. Doug Legursky, well, I'm not going to miss him. And Jeff Toole surprises me a little because it means they're just going with 2 quarterbacks now. But most of these guys I see on here are probably going to be practice squatters anyway. So they kept all 4 running backs. They kept C.J. Spiller, of course, and Fred Jackson, and Boobie Dixon, and Bryce Brown, and that's what he goes by. I mean, I'm not making that up. And they kept the fullback, Frank Summers. So they have a deep backfield. So they're gonna have to. I mean, as it's great that they have Sammy Watkins, but he's unproven. He's a rookie, and they have Robert Woods, who's only in his 2nd year, and they picked up Mike Williams from the Buccaneers. So, but they are mainly focusing, I think, on being a running team first, which will help E.J. Manuel. So, a lot of these cuts do not surprise me as much. So, yeah, we'll see.
I think that's where we're at with all the cuts. There's not really many notables, and that's why I focus kind of so much on Alex Henery, because it's just like, it was just like, woo! It was like a fresh breeze that just like, you know, I don't have to worry about that.
Champ Bailey got cut. I mean, how long has he been in the league? I mean, is that a shock? You know, everybody's just, you know, nobody can stop talking about Michael Sam.
All right, another question here. We got Damon right here. Let's see if I can highlight. That'd be cool. Boom. Damon Pacquiao. Is that how you say it? I've never said your full name, I think. Now, Delia, are you concerned with us just having 3 running backs to start the year? So the Eagles with 3 running backs. You know what?
Do you have a fullback?
We were just having the discussion about
Henry Josie.
But no, you were talking with Graham about what
David
was it?
Llewellyn.
What you're most concerned about, and we're like the least thing we're concerned about right now is running backs, because you got McCoy and Sproles. Like, dude, like I am sitting pretty with that. I think we have Polk. What I did not want to let Bryce Brown go. Like, I really thought he had a lot of talent, and as long as he secured the ball, he was really good.
He did not fit in Chip Kelly's offense. That was it.
But I'm still happy with what we have, and I think that is the least of our worries. What does kind of concern me is our whole wide receiver situation. Now, Makin.
Yes.
In the preseason, he isn't even touched, and he like steps wrong and like semi-hyperextends his knee and like limps off the field. He's okay, but I'm just like, man,
knee injuries,
not even being touched, and him being that fragile really concerns me because, you know, obviously
Why else did you sign him for 1 year?
Yeah, so that concerns me. Cooper, you know, in the preseason, and you know, even when you guys saw that post-game reaction from the playoffs, like, he drops the ball when he should be catching it.
Is that really that big of a concern, though?
to me, it's not huge because I think him and Foles have a really good connection, and I think that makes up for it. Yeah. But I think everything is really relying on Jordan Matthews.
Definitely.
And it would be concerning if he doesn't play out how we think he's going to play out. But I have high hopes, and I'm happy with that. But that's my one semi-concern that I'm not as scared of. But our secondary is probably the most to be concerned about.
Yes.
The
defense has a lot to prove.
That is the most thing. That's the biggest thing that scares me. So, I mean, at the end of the day, we got to be able to make the stops. And we can't make it easy for people to score.
Your defense needs to be consistent.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to show up every game. That's and you know you got Jenkins from the Saints.
Yeah.
And he'll help. Is he an all-pro safety? Probably not. But you know he's definitely I mean, do you want Patrick Chung back?
Yeah, he went back to the Patriots,
yes,
I think.
He did.
And here's my thoughts on that. Belichick is all up in our business. Like, that's the second time he's taken a player that was on our team, and he picks him up, not to keep him, but just to, like, pick their brain about Chip Kelly. I have this whole theory on him.
Well, but he...
Like, No. There's 2 players that he's done that 2 seasons in a row. And out of the blue, he wants to be like, oh, let's practice together. And, you know... I think he's got his eyes on Chip, and hey man,
you really think that?
I do. I think he's definitely he wants to know what Chip is doing for sure. You can't tell me that he doesn't want to know. He hired Chip Kelly as a consultant back in the day. Like he knows Chip Kelly's smart, and he wants to get whatever nuggets he can from that to give him an advantage.
All Bill Belichick needs is a video camera. So
he probably has one. He probably has like Google Glass all up in his mix.
Okay, maybe he is. I don't know.
I mean, it's not. Yeah, but I see him as that type of guy, though, and we already know.
Oh, we already know what type of guy Bill Belichick is.
All right, let's see. Damon, I saw a question there. Ardelia, Foles better do good. Oh, that's Burbank. Foles better do good. I drafted him in all my leagues. Oh, man.
Okay.
Booby Dixon. Damon.
Yes, that's what he goes by. I mean, you can even check. That's he was with the 49ers. His name was Anthony Dixon, but, you know, that's what he goes by on Twitter. I think even the roster has him listed as Booby Dixon.
It's Piacchiadio. That's how you say it.
I'll take your word for it.
Okay. So, Foles. Let's do a little Nick Foles talk, why don't we?
All right.
So...
You want us to...
Well, actually, what are your thoughts on Nick Foles? Okay. I've kind of already touched on... Because I actually made a bet with Chris Wessling.
Yes.
About Nick Foles. And I'm very optimistic about what Foles can do. And I see him having a pattern of consistently doing well and improving. Okay, a pattern of improvement, which is a great pattern to have. So, let me get your take on Foles, because y'all already know where I stand.
Okay. Well, there's reason to be optimistic about Nick Foles. He had a great second half of the season last year, and by all rights, there was when you signed Mark Sanchez, there was whispers going around. Is he going to compete to be the number 1 quarterback? And I never once bought into that. You needed to have a valuable backup, and you got that.
Yeah. Sanchez
was never going to be the starter, and should never even have considered being the starter. Foles is the quarterback who should lead the Eagles. Now, this is a big season for him. He has to play a full season. He showed that I think Chip Kelly played to his strengths. I don't see Foles as your prototype quarterback like Peyton Manning is, but he has good measurables. He's had enough experience. He's shown to be consistent with his play. So I don't think Foles is really going to be much of a problem. He should do very well. I mean, is he going to have an all-pro year? I don't know. Maybe he could. We'll see how he does.
Is he gonna have top 10 in certain categories? That
I'm not the stats expert, so he could. I mean, the Eagles are a good team, and they've got, are they going to miss Deshaun Jackson? Maybe a little, but you've gotten proof with. Like what you said, with Foles and Cooper having a good relationship. I'm sure that if Jordan Matthews can really step up, which I think he will, then you should be fine. But let's remember that you shouldn't try to make the offense all about Nick Foles. You've got to use McCoy, and Darren Sproles is going to be a valuable weapon as mostly I think as a receiver than as a runner, because Sproles is, I think, 31. So. Nick Foles should be fine. I mean, now I'm not gonna make any guarantees that he's gonna have the top stats in the league, but he's proven himself to be a good quarterback, and he should be top talent, definitely in the division. So, yeah, Nick Foles is not a concern.
So PhilaDehlia. I'm gonna keep just saying your last name. PhilaDehlia says, I don't want Foles to be like Vick in 2011. Now,
why would anybody want any quarterback to be like Vick? What?
Vick and Foles are two completely different type of quarterbacks. I see.
Yes, absolutely.
My issue with Vick was that I never really saw him, and a lot of people have argued with me about this. I never saw him as a leader. I never thought he was a good leader, and that was one of the pieces why the team wouldn't succeed. I think he just kind of kicked back and did good, tried to do good on his own, and if it happened, it was cool. If it wasn't happening, he would just kind of sit back and be not do anything and not help improve the situation. So.
And what was all that stuff about him tweeting about Cooper, about how he helped him out, and I
didn't read about that. What happened?
I saw just a brief clip on that. I don't know how. I guess it was true that he went to Twitter, and because he talked about last year with Riley Cooper, with the whole thing that Cooper got himself in trouble with, and I guess Michael Vick reached out to him, and then now he says that that
he knows
Cooper
what it's like to be hated.
But now that he's with the Chiefs, he says that he's tried to contact Cooper, and Cooper won't return his tweets.
What?
That's what he said.
All right. What up, EDP? I see you there. He's like, bleep Alex Henery.
I think you're not the only one who is glad to be.
Yeah. EDP uses different phrase in there of saying goodbye to Alex Henery. Y'all can see it in the comments. So he's saying that Cooper is ignoring him. Vick is saying that
that's what he said. He wouldn't return his. I mean, this is a grown man who's he's complaining about this on Twitter.
And that's there's a level of immaturity with him.
Yes, I mean
that he's quiet and you think he's good, but
it's all about attention.
Yeah,
that's all it is.
Yeah.
I mean, you want to know if he wants to know what Riley Cooper is, why he's not returning. Ask him yourself. Don't go to the media and say that he won't return my tweets.
So Quante06 says he read that article this morning. They're on good terms now. I don't know. I'm not all about unnecessary drama.
Vic, this was a real story.
Instead of focusing on, oh my God, homeboy's not returning my phone calls, it should be oh my God, how am I gonna get a starting job? His focus is on the wrong thing, and that's.
Well, I don't know how much.
Did Cooper respond at all? I don't want Cooper focusing on this. That's where I have an issue. Cooper needs to be prepping for week one.
Yes, he does not.
I don't want him dealing with petty drama. I have always lived my life removing myself from petty drama. If it's happening, I just let it happen and don't really. That's none of my business.
How do you like saying this guy Damon's last name? How do you pronounce it?
PhilaDehlia.
He just says Foles is boring and I love it.
Piacchiadio. Ah, I love it too. You know, I just have a warm, fuzzy feeling about Foles.
There's nothing wrong with having a statue, pure pocket passer as your leading quarterback. You know, that's what Foles is, and if he's successful as that.
So EDP says, hold on, like, oh, check this out. Oh.
What now?
Oops. There we go. Cooper is going to be a Pro Bowler this year. I'm calling it now.
Macklin, on the other hand, well, Macklin, you know, that's why they signed him for 1 year. Piacchiadio says Coop said nothing. Are we? I mean,
uh-oh. Can y'all see us? Or are we moving?
I see this,
oh, okay. This is still moving. It looks frozen.
It could be.
Oh, there we go. I think that computer's frozen.
Just a simple refresh.
All right, here we go. Coop said nothing. Can't tell me nothing. All right. So, what were our...
So we were
what was on our agenda?
Foles and then Vick, and then so what's next? There's, notable cuts. Are there any really? Yeah, there's no more notable cuts. Not really.
Oh, you know what we're gonna talk about? Boom.
Oh.
So, I gotta figure out how to make this. Oh, I know what I'm gonna do.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to.
So there's your accident right there.
Yeah, I was like, oh snaps. That's where it froze. Okay.
So apparently it did freeze for a little while.
All right, so I'm going to show you guys Mark Vader, the published NFL writer, has wrote a really great series on all the divisions in the NFL, and they're on my website, PhilaDehliaEagles.com. You already know. I put the link below to his latest article, which is his review of the NFC East.
The final article.
Saved the best for last. That was his final write-up. Now, you moving? What are they saying over there in the comments?
That's a Burbick Misfit says you moving.
Okay. So now...
You're saying Damon's last name wrong still.
Ah, man, what did he say?
I'll just tell you that my last name is Italian and you're still saying it wrong, but I'm cool with it.
Piacchiadio. I'm gonna get it right one of these days.
Just call him Damon.
Damon.
Wow, EDP, the Raiders are making the playoffs. Okay, I see the LOL at the end, so you're not serious.
All right, here we go.
Here we go.
Okay. Let's see what it looks like.
And you have not read this yet.
I have not had a chance to read this article, guys, so here's PhilaDehliaEagles.com. What? Let's scroll up. This is his article. Now, let's start off with, we're going to go over the division real quick. And
Dallas.
What I love to see here, he kicks it off with the Cowboys. And the grade he gives in their free agency is a nice little F right there. Woo!
Yep.
And their draft grade C.
Yep.
So what's that? An overall average of a D?
Take it for what you have to separate free agency from the draft is how I see it. Yep.
So you comment on having very little money to spend.
Yes, the Cowboys were strapped for cash. They had very little money to spend because they've got a lot of money invested in Tony Romo and Jason Witten and a few other players that I think they have a lot of dead space for losing DeMarcus Ware. So they end up picking up two backup quarterbacks as their Brandon Weeden and Caleb Haney. I think they both picked up and. It was not, free agency was not good for them.
Look at what Quante is not happy about that. Let's see if I can get his comment up in up in the mix. Let me scooch this over. Where is he? Quante says boo. Obviously, he's a Cowboys fan, and is not happy with that F&D rating. Now, hey.
F and C rating, not F and D.
Oh, sorry.
That was you that said that.
Just kidding.
So who's got the real bias here?
Well, obviously we know, but I'm using you to help keep it less bias up in the mix. So, what am I doing over here? All right.
Showing us sleep.
Now, all right, let's go back to the article after we got a Dallas boo. That was fun. And hey, if you don't agree, put what you think is different in the comments.
Damon says Dallas will be lucky to go 8-8 this year, and I agree with that. I mean,
that's like what they always are.
Dallas is basically fielding the same team as last year. I mean, okay, their draft was all right. I mean, Zach Martin is a very good offensive lineman. He's very versatile. He will help their offensive line. Who's and the defensive end they got from Boise State, again, has good potential. But I look at who is Tony Romo going to throw to besides Jason Witten and Des Bryant? Romo's what, 33, 34? Witten's 32. I don't know what more Dallas. I'm not seeing Dallas making any improvements this year, and how they're going to be that significant of a threat. So, yeah, that's why the grades.
Now back to the draft. Zach Martin. All right, so overview. Let's see, can they see it here? No, let me scroll up a bit.
My overview on the Cowboys?
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess you kind of explained that. Let's move on to the Giants, shall we? Now, they get B plus and a B. So, where are you coming at with that?
Well, is this a rebuilding year, or are they retooling? It probably is more of a rebuilding year. However, they did sign a lot of younger talent, and some, solid talent on the team. I mean, sorry, I have to get close here.
Oh, you want me to read it?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, talk about the free agents that they picked up.
New faces on defense. Linebacker Jameel McClain from the Ravens.
Yes.
DRC from the Broncos. Oh, we'll be seeing him again. Burnt toast.
Zach
Bowman, Bears.
Walter Thurman from the Seahawks. Quentin Demps from the Chiefs, and getting Robert Ayers from the Broncos. So they released a lot of other players. So they are having a fresh look. So despite some of the losses, they helped retool. So they did a good job in free agency, and so they're trying to still stay relevant. Even though despite the troubles they had last year. Now their draft. You could read that too.
Wide receiver Odell Beckham.
That was a good pickup.
Yeah, that was one of the guys that we were talking about for the Eagles.
I remember how EDP felt about him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
And any other notables there? Not really.
Yeah, the center from Colorado State I think is an all right pick.
Weston Richburg.
Yeah, Andre Williams, the running back from Boston College. He's got potential. It was a solid draft. I didn't think it was not spectacular, but Odell Beckham Jr. will help a lot.
So now on to my Eagles. Well, they're slightly graded just below the Giants, huh?
As far as free agency,
with a B and a B minus.
As far as the free agency and draft goes, yes.
All right. Give us your thoughts. Just say it, man.
Now the Eagles did not make a big splash in free agency. I don't know if there were salary cap issues or what, but what they did was they got some solid help. Malcolm Jenkins, getting him from the Saints, and getting the cornerback Nolan Carroll from the Dolphins. Which they needed help in the secondary, and that was important. So They addressed it. Aside from that, they signed mostly backup players, but they addressed needs by getting those 2 defensive backs, and that should help. I mean, so that's why I give them the B. Now, the draft. Would I give them a B-?
You gave them, B-. Marcus Smith, Jordan Matthews.
Okay. Jordan Matthews is definitely the player here to focus on, and he was outstanding at Vanderbilt. He's a very solid receiver, and should he's not the same thing as Deshaun Jackson, because Deshaun Jackson was mostly a burner type of wide receiver. Jordan Matthews is more of a possession receiver, and he was very consistent. He catches the ball a lot. He's not the fastest receiver out there, but it was a very solid pickup. Marcus Smith, this was highly questionable. I know that Calvin Pryor was gone. Clinton Dix was gone. So those safeties were out of reach. Could have maybe taken Deion Buchanan, but that wasn't where they went. So they take Marcus Smith from Louisville, who's an all right outside linebacker, but he could have been had maybe in the 2nd round. Jeremiah Atachu from Georgia Tech was still available. Kyle Van Noy from Brigham Young was still available, and they went with Marcus Smith. I'm not really sure why. So, especially with your first pick, and the Eagles did trade down. I understand that, but I'm not understanding that one. And then who we had after that was the wide receiver from Oregon, Jordan Huff. I'm not Jordan Huff. It was
where we have Jalen Watkins, Taylor Hart.
I didn't mention
Allen.
Huff. Yeah. I didn't understand the Huff pick. I think I can't remember his first name. That just again, Chip Kelly diving into his toy bag at Oregon, and Huff could have been got. Dante Moncrief was there. You want another wide receiver? Why don't you take Dante Moncrief from Mississippi? The Colts ended up getting him. You wanted somebody who was more. Huff is going to be. It will probably be good as a special teamer, as a kick returner, maybe, but he's got a lot to prove. You could have had Dante Moncrief, and that.
So what I'm taking from this is,
now your later picks I did like. Marcus Smith and Huff I did not understand.
Okay. But those are we'll see.
Yes.
We'll see. And
Jordan Matthews.
Time will tell.
Was you're very fortunate to get him. Yeah.
So what I'm seeing so far, we'll finish the Redskins, but I'm seeing that right now. You see the Giants and Eagles kind of in the same place.
As far as what they've done,
and the Cowboys are just they're like low on the totem pole here.
Yes.
So we're kind of even. Now let's see what you got for the Redskins.
Yes.
All right, let's see. We got an A and a B plus. So according to these grades, the Redskins are at the top of the pyramid here in the off-season.
Yes.
So please explain yourself.
And well,
So free agency, we all already know the big name in the free agency here.
Yes, we do.
We've talked about him plenty of times. So, what is your take on that?
Deshaun Jackson does add more depth to their wide receiver unit. That's something that they did need. Who was their top? Pierre Garçon and I don't know. It was I can't remember who else was still a receiver, but this helps a lot. It makes the Redskins, it gives the Redskins a better offense, and Robert Griffin needs more weapons, and this will help. So that was a big signing for them. But as you can see, Deshaun Jackson was not the only signing they got. They got was that Darryl Sharpton.
Darryl Sharpton, Akeem Jordan, Tracy Porter.
They help
Clark.
They help their defense a lot. It's these are solid players who can be that are going to be that on paper should be good effective starters for them. And so
I'm always weary of the free agency signings. I just say on paper means nothing anymore to me.
That's true. But
I'll burn that paper up real quick.
This is the age of the NFL now.
I'm burning that paper up.
Yeah.
On paper, yeah. The Eagles were good on paper once.
Right.
So,
let's go to the draft.
All right, in the draft.
And despite not being able to pick till the second round, they got Trent Murphy from the linebacker from Stanford, and Morgan Moses, the offensive tackle from Virginia. Those were pretty considerably good signings, considering they had to wait till the second round to pick. And, it was a deep draft. So, that was a good move. And who else did I have? Who else were they?
I love Damon's comment right here. Washington always goes for the big names. Off-season champs, LOL. All right, Delia.
That's Daniel Snyder for you.
Awesome,
That's true.
So, all right. Overall take on we kind of got the brief synopsis of each division here from Mark Vader. Now, what is your who's winning the East? Who's winning the East? You already know my pick.
Well, you should know my pick but the NFC East, Philadelphia will win.
Okay.
I think that the NFC East is not a strong division. So I think that Philadelphia and Washington are going to be the teams that are going to be fighting it out for the playoffs. Philadelphia, I think, overall has more talent, and they should win the East somewhat handily. 10-6 or 11-5 is, not beyond unreasonable. It's Washington. How the big question mark is Robert Griffin. Is he 100%, and is he ready to deliver? And the smartest thing that the Redskins do is do not have Robert Griffin run all the time. You do not.
Did you
want
see
to do
him making those slides during the preseason? I was like,
I saw some.
Goodness, it reminds me of watching Michael Vick, where it was just like, dude, you do not need to take that hit. You do not need to slide that way. Oh man, I don't see him being able to stay healthy in a season. So now we have Burbank Misfits. He wants to see your Bills article on that.
Well,
So
you're the one in charge.
I have it pulled up right here since we have Bills fan up here on the stream. Now, this one I didn't have time to put the images on.
I know that shows what you really think of my.
Everyone else.
I know.
But I've been busy, y'all.
Yes, busy.
Now you see what I've been doing. So what would you like to say about your? Here's the article, and again, you can go to PhilaDehliaEagles.com and click on it and read it yourself.
What are those last two sentences above the word Buffalo there?
Disclaimer: the writer of this article is a Bills fan. So without further ado,
all right. What were the grades again?
So let's give your one-liners for the division. Will the Bills end their eternal playoff drought? Can the Dolphins put last year's off-field distractions behind them? Do the Patriots have another Super Bowl appearance left in them? Do the Jets finally have the right QB leading them? All good questions. Now, on to the Bills for Mr. Burbank Misfits up in here.
Yes.
The Bills let's see. Oh, free agency right here. Grade B and draft grade A. Oh, look at you with your grade A's. So
there are several other teams that got grade A's as well. Just so you know.
So free agency, Brandon Spikes from the Patriots.
That was the biggest signing that they could have gotten. They needed to have a real middle linebacker, and that's what they got.
Okay.
They really needed that. Again, this was mostly getting veterans. Corey Graham from the Ravens and the cornerback and linebacker Keith Rivers it's probably more of a change of scenery, but they are players that do give up, that are upgrades from what they had before. So that's why they get a B. I mean, they didn't get Brandon Spikes is the only one who's a big name. Everybody else is they're more veteran players that are not spectacular names, but they were solid signings. Now the draft.
The draft.
They made the boldest move in the entire draft. by trading up with Cleveland and getting the best wide receiver in the draft in Sammy Watkins. That is undeniable. And New England is, we have to accept that New England is still the elite team in the division. The Jets, who knows what they're going to do? They are hard to predict. Dolphins are dangerous. If they recognize their potential, the Dolphins have a lot of solid players, a lot of no-name players that nobody really talks about. But I think the Bills can end the playoff drought. They can, this 14 years.
So you see them finishing second in the division?
I think they can finish second. And
fair enough.
The AFC overall is a weaker conference. There's no 9-7, 8-8 can get you a playoff spot in the AFC. It's that wide open. There's no. They have talent on the team. There's no reason why they should not contend for at least a playoff spot, not division, playoff spot.
Playoffs. We're talking playoffs. All right. So look at what EDP said.
What did he say now?
I cannot say it on.
Well, of course, no. You can never say whatever he says on here.
Where are you at? I don't mean to be mean, but the Bills are so beep trash. It's crazy. My beep.
Well, EDP, during the draft, the Atlanta Falcons drafted Jake Matthews. And I remember you saying, I never heard of this guy. Okay, one of the top offensive tackles in the draft, and you never heard of him. Okay, so I think we're getting your entire NFL knowledge as to how other teams go. Just
watch out. Punches being thrown. All right, now let's say, I got to say what's up to I see ya, Grizzled Nuts. Right here, where are you at?
These people are your friends?
He just moved to AZ from Philly and hopes to see us at the game in October. And hell yeah, you're going to see us. We are going to be there. We're going to be tailgating in the parking lot stadium. It's going to be crazy. If you haven't seen the Oakland trip videos, click on those videos and just watch to get a taste of what we were doing last year. Okay?
Mostly what she was doing. I'm just barely there, but yeah.
We were having a good old time.
I'm barely in the video, but yeah, I mean.
He was worried about the Bills because they were playing. So, anyways. Yes, we're going to be there. And if you guys still want to get your tickets, those that haven't reserved tickets, I can still get tickets for you. Just do it sooner than later because the longer you wait, the more work it is on me. And I'm not getting paid for this. So, let's try and make it easy on me, all right? I got a lot on my plate. So, order those tickets. I am mailing out the ones that have already been ordered, and we are going big with this. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait. So stay tuned. This week starts my first regular season week of videos. Because
kickoff game's on Thursday.
Oh my God, it's here! So, I'm sorry, I got really excited. Thursday, I'm going to do a live stream. So from now on, I'm going to live stream all the Thursday night and Monday night games and Eagles games, of course. So I'll be on the live streams a lot. So look for me. And what I want you to do when this happens, when I do my streams, I just had a hiccup or burp or whatever that is, both at the same time. I want you to tag someone from the opposing team. So let's say the Eagles, they play the Jags. Well, you're probably not going to have any Jags fans to tag, but let's say on like Eagles-Giants, tag your Giants friends so that we can have a nice little debate during the game because I think that'll be really fun. So, anyways, I think that's it for now. You have any last things you'd like to say before we sign off?
Shout out to Two Bills Drive.
Oh, yeah.
For those, I mean, if anybody's even there watching, I'll probably post this on there.
You can post it later.
Yeah, I'll do that. You know, I love to say hi to everybody on there, but we'd be here forever. So, Two Bills Drive, the best Buffalo Bills fan message board. Who, by the way, you still have an account on there.
I do have an account. You know, this is how it all started because he posted my videos in their forums, and I thought that was really cool that I was getting support from a non-Eagles fan. Like, I thought that was awesome.
And you joined us.
So you guys support me, I support you. It's this whole family where we're just helping each other out, man. We're here to be friends and have conversations and rep our teams like no other.
As soon as 2011 ended, you threw us away.
Dumb. I go on there every now. What am I gonna do on there? Well, we'll continue this conversation offline. So I guess that's it for now. Any other thoughts?
26 corner blitz. Yeah, she's for real. You know, I know how big of a fan he is of you.
Oh, yes. 26 corner blitz. I shouted him out last time.
Yes, that's right.
We did it. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. And if you're new here, subscribe. And if you're old here, stay tuned for the next video. I know, what am I supposed to say? Stay tuned for the next video. And, last thing before I go, I'm going to be running a contest for all you peeps that want to go to the Arizona game. I'm going to be running a contest where you're going to get a free pair of tickets. So that's going to be done with the Easy Pick'em app. So if you have an iPhone, make sure to download it and get ready to win some tickets. So that's it for now. It's your girl Delia with PhilaDehliaEagles.com and the homie Mark Vader signing off. EAGLES Eagles!
Go Bills.